This is Earthdino. This is my store. And we have a special guest. It's
me, Sahara. I'm here to interview Earthdino about his life. Well, we play this game. What do we got here, Jace? Or Earthdino? What do we got here, Earthdino? What game is this? It looks like a Roblox game.
It's called Store Empire.
That sounds intense. What do you do in Store Empire? Other than run what looks like to be a tiny convenience store in the middle of nowhere.
And if I show you other people over here, look at this. This is what you could get.
Look, it's PV Mart. I love it. Nobody's gonna. It's only few people are gonna know what a PV Mart is.
I don't even know.
I don't even know. So as you play this game, we're gonna have a little bit of a podcast, right?
Yep.
Like an interview podcast.
Yep, like all those other podcasters.
Yeah, except they're professional and know how to do this in a more professional light. Yeah. Yeah, like that. So
and people are also watching us, like the security people watching us with security cameras.
All right, so you ready? I'd like to point out the first thing though is you have this beautiful new upgraded rig. The only thing I was gonna mention here, Earth, is there a way to like put that sound down? Like, is there a?
I think.
Well, no. Like in-game sound. Is there like a setting button where we could make it sound less volume? Beautiful. Just so then we're not hearing repetitive like beep 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 entirely through the game. I do want to point out that you have a new rig. Look at this upgrade. Mic. Oh my goodness!
I have the professionals. I am one of them now.
You have a professional. You're done using your
in my own
10-year-old Rocketfish mic.
Yep.
That was probably older than you.
Yep.
Yeah. What did you get? What is this?
And I'm picking up trash.
What is this mic kit?
The Yodo professional microphone set.
It's gorgeous. It is. It looks very sleek, very professional. So here's a question: how did you pay for this? You're like, you're a young teen. You're a young boy. How did you buy this? Where did you get it from?
Oh, I collected trash.
You collected trash. And so how did you accumulate trash into money to pay for this?
Trash into cash.
How did you trash into cash?
Well, I collected bottles.
Oh, so you did like
bottle
collecting. How much money did you raise? Because this doesn't look like a very cheap unit.
Oh, I had $50.06.
$50.06. That's a hefty amount of money. And how many months did you, like, how long were you actually raising money for? Like, was this something you were doing over a couple of years or just
this year?
Just this year? Like the whole year?
Yep. We live near drunks.
we live near drunks. What do you mean by that? That's a better make sure your neighbors aren't listening to this. You don't want to.
You don't want to
start accusing of things. So yeah, you said you raised collectibles for this mic. So you basically started your first little empire, little entrepreneurship to get something you needed, eh?
Yeah.
That's kind of neat. Did you ask people for bottles, or did you
Nope,
go out and get them yourself?
I got myself.
So you picked and stuff.
Because I float.
Because you float. That's amazing. Oh man, so you've had a bit of a busy summer then.
Yep,
Right?
I did.
You had a bit of a busy summer. I also was told that you had a couple of little accomplishments this summer that you thought were kind of amazing. You high-fived a bumblebee.
I know.
You were pretty psyched out that you walked up to a little bee and you guys touched hands.
For the very first time.
How did that experience feel when you just like fist bumped a baby bee or like a bumblebee? How did that feel?
It felt amazing.
It felt amazing, eh? And also, with everything going on and the fact that we can't eat in at certain restaurants, it says here that you walked through an A&W drive-through. Can you elaborate? Like, what do you mean you walked through an A&W drive-through?
Well, what I mean by that is you know those drive-thrus, how it's meant for cars?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. You get into your little station wagon, feed the family all those A&W goodness.
Yes, yummy, yummy.
Nummy nummies.
And basically, it's only meant for cars, isn't it? Right?
Well,
So-
I would think that what it means by drive-through, you're driving through
Well,
to
like
collect the food.
me and this one person, me and one of my friends walked through the drive-thru.
Did you do anything while you were walking through? Like,
We ordered.
you just ordered? But
We ordered food.
how did the people around you in the cars take it? Like two people standing in between your vehicles?
I don't know. I just it was funny. And there's a tree coming through my house. There's a tree coming through my house.
You might want to get a logger there to deal with that.
But I don't want. Actually, it kind of looks good for nature.
Get-
Nature reasons.
You gotta let people think that you're still into caring for nature as you like capitalize their money. So that sounds like a lot of fun. You sound like you are getting excited. We are gonna get into a bit of a personal question in the sense that you are starting school. And you're in grade 6 now, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
That's a big leap getting there. Getting up there. Are you excited for grade 6?
Yeah.
Why are you putting a prison? Is that for shoplifters?
No, it's not. It's not for shoplifters.
What? What is that? That's like a pin. I think it's for putting prisoners.
No, it's not.
Thanks for taking my $2 teddy bear. In prison you go. Beach balls. Everybody loves beach balls.
This is what it's for.
Putting 25 balls. And what?
I can't do both. Dang it.
Because they want you to take my money. So grade 6, eh? Anything about grade 6 that you're excited about?
Yay,
Nay. Is there
The things
anything?
that I am excited about is because I like tanks, and yeah, I can learn about physics with tanks.
I mean, if you're gonna learn anything about physics and how all that relevant to tanks, you might as well, right? Something large, destructive, just
and explosive.
explosives. Yes,
I
even that
agree.
woman is super excited. She's gonna wear that hat when she tanks. That's what she does.
And look at this little kid. He's like,
Oh yeah! He looks like he should be scrubbing chimneys and stuff.
I have his clone. I have his brother over here. They're clones, actually.
So what do you want to get into talk-wise? What are some of the anything you want to ask me? Or 2020 summer has been kind of interesting,
You
hey?
got milk? You got milk, you guys?
So you had family over
Yeah.
this summer. And it looks like you went on a few adventures.
Wait.
What?
Oh God.
Looks like you went to see Crawford Bay. I mean, shouldn't get too crazy with names.
just
it looks like you did some
something.
exploring.
I got some candy that are poison candies. Oh God, I feel bad for them.
Well, nobody likes
Bobsolistic plastic gum?
That's about right.
Roblox?
So,
Roblox.
it sounds like, tanks are kind of your thing. Can I say something real quick? Can we say something about tanks that I, like, opinion-wise?
Could I open my store then?
You know what I would say about tanks?
What?
I prefer a good old tank destroyer. And I'm still on the J-Panzer, and I'm sorry if I butcher their names, like the German J-Panzer, even their like, what was their not their super tank?
Jake the Tiger?
No, the King Tiger in
the
King
Tiger.
series.
Tiger series.
I really like the fact that they were they built their tanks in the sense of quality over quantity versus, like, say, the Americans or the British, who had good tanks, but they needed to get tanks out there and fast, so they had mass numbers. Where I found a lot of their, like, German tanks, like the King Tiger, like even the Tiger or Jade Panzer, and all those styles of tanks, from my little knowledge, is that they had good quality.
Yes.
And I also know that the Germans were notorious for creating these prototypes that were great on paper, but an absolute disaster in the field. What are some of those? Just to name
like
one.
the K-Wagon. That's one of them.
God, the fortress that sounded cool, but
The K-Wagon.
the K-Wagon, yeah.
It had many guns.
Our extended knowledge is they had many guns. I think historians are crying now.
Yeah. Singing our names.
What's your favorite tank series? Like, what if you could have a tank?
If I could have a tank, I would choose that's a good one. I like them all, but I need a moment to think.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll just edit this out.
No, we don't have to edit it out. I'll just keep talking because I'm real good at that until you're done. I do admit, though, what's really spurred me to interest in tanks is there is a gentleman on YouTube, and I'll put his link in the description. He does a lot of historical tank information about the war, and I find it's very informative, and it's not biased to one side. It really shines light on to every country that was involved and the significance of it. But their technologies, like some of them were kind of fun about the fact that, like, you know, was it the JD Tiger or JD Panther that wiped out that Churchill brigade?
JD Panther.
Near the end of the war with the rushing of the one hill. Because the Churchills were like, oh, we're gonna capture this hill, and then got completely obliterated by
Most of them
and they had never seen
artillery.
tanks. I think it was the JD Panther. It had the largest barrel for its...
88.
Was it an 88?
Yep.
Yeah,
And
nice
then,
size.
of course, in World... Wait, that was also in World...
World 2, near the...
Not near the end.
The Norman, remember?
Yeah,
the
Normandy.
Yeah,
Attack
kind of
on
around on
Normandy.
Juno. I think it was Juno. Again, recorrect us if our info is wrong.
But please don't be harsh about it.
Yeah, we prioritize criticism, but not attacks. Anyways, so
I just found my favorite
I
tank.
remember you. What was your favorite tank?
Well, it is the original Sherman.
The American tank.
Yes, the American Sherman.
You need to pay somebody to pick up trash. And also, who is littering in your store? That is nasty.
Everyone.
Can I make a little public announcement? Anybody listening to this, stop throwing your trash on the ground. Be responsible. I mean, it takes 2 seconds. Put it in a, a trash can or recyclable. This world isn't for you, it's for everyone. That's my rant.
Well, I can't get
so
a custodian.
A Sherman tank, okay? The first one. What was so great about the Sherman tank, the very first one?
Well, it wasn't really good, but it was. But there's just so much of it. What? I did. Oh, I'm out of milk. I'm out of milk and juice. Why you Sahara? I'm closing the store up.
So, what was it about the Sherman that was that you enjoyed? That would make you think,
oh man, that's cool. That sort of stuff.
yeah. Or is it because it's just, you just like it in general? Like there's no real reason?
There's no reason.
Then what is it?
I just thought,
What? What was the overall, what was the, give me 1 quick second. You just keep talking about your game here.
got it. Well, people, look at this. Lovely, lovely. Lovely, lovely. I can put chips in.
Sorry about that, I had to step out. So, the other thing I wanted to mention was, you also obviously game and you play World of Tanks.
Yeah.
I also play it. I mean, I'm not the greatest. I'm actually pretty good. I'm generally alright with the game. I do enjoy the fact that they do take some time for each tank and the information in each. Like, I don't know how 100% accurate all the information on history it is, but it
has some history.
Yeah, it's definitely enjoyable. I find people generally in the game are not as toxic as some of them can be. I find they're generally understanding or just extremely confused more than anything. A couple times I've seen people just, get so upset because, it didn't win or something. But so
We ain't talking about them.
when you play the game, because I have my love for certain tanks and I have my absolute hatred for a couple of them. What's your favorite tank? You're hopped on playing, your World of Tanks. And what's your first one to go to? Who do you love leveling up?
Oh, I like all my tanks. That
Give them all equal love.
yes. The only I like my tanks. Well, all my tanks, but the one that I want to level up most is my Valentine.
Aw, you're a sweetheart.
No, not literal. There's a little tank named the Valentine.
What can I guess what nation made that?
What do you think?
I want to say Americans,
No.
but Russian?
No.
Italy? Because of their. Oh my god! Then what was it? 3 times I'm out.
British.
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 It's a British tank. You kind of like British tanks though. Like you had a Churchill. I think you were saving up to get a Churchill at one point. Because I remember I was grinding quite a bit. Was it level 3 or 4? Because I was playing that. What was that tank that couldn't move and you had to hide in bushes? That one I was raging on.
Oh, the Stug.
The Stug. Oh my god. Can I say something? When we were leveling up, and I think he was like my only one, I was either trying my best because I wanted to get to the tank destroyers, right? Because wasn't the Stug one of the first German?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. No, you start off with
well, you start off, but you can branch off to the Stug to go to the tank destroyers, right?
yeah, which is a tank destroyer.
It is. I'm sorry for anybody who likes the Stug, but I'm more of a heavy hitter. Like, I love to get right into the action.
So she's a heavy.
I'm not only by weight.
Not to be rude or anything.
No, I can laugh at that. So the Stug was Germans, like, one of their first destroyers, wasn't it? Oh, and there goes Chase. I hated playing it because you had to sit there in concealment and you needed a light tank to spot for you. And I found that unless you were buddied up with somebody, they wouldn't do that. And you were just sitting there in a tree, praying that a Matilda or a Churchill wasn't just coming to end your existence very quickly. Yeah, Matildas are terrifying, by the way.
Yeah, because they have... Oh, God, I think the Mafia is here.
Woke up this morning, get myself a latte.
And the car just...
But
driving.
So that's my dislike for a certain tank is a Stug.
Well, my dislike for a certain tank is similar, but it's the I sort of don't like them all, but I like them all.
What?
Because they all have their upsides and downsides.
You're very liberal with your conversation. I'm gonna straight up say it. I love the fact that you don't want to offend anyone, but you want everybody to be loved. You're like, I kind of like them all, but I like everyone. You're very liberal. Where I'm just straight up like, I'm very open about saying how I just hate sitting.
I don't like the tank destroyers because you have to sit, but I also don't like them. But I also like them is because when you see someone and they don't see you, shoot them. When you shoot them, it does like a ton of damage.
So, can I share a story with you?
What is it?
About my first experience in World of Tanks that involved my first fight. I think we should both share this story so everybody can know that when you first play this game, you're not amazing. And you will die immediately. Do you want to do that? Do you want to share some stories?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll show you my very first story. I believe I was using the German starter tank, which is the I'll look it up. It was the first, like, sort of tank you get. It's like a tier 2 or tier 3.
Tier 2.
Tier 2, yeah, because it was the one you get. In tank.
I don't remember the name.
That's so bad. We should have done the research first ahead of time. So I remember this is after you do the tutorial, and I rocked at the tutorial. I was on spar with that tutorial, and I thought, man, I've got this. I can do this.
And of course, I also remember one time where it didn't save.
Oh, yeah, the tutorial.
And he died.
So I finished the tutorial finally, because like you said, it didn't save, or I had to redo it. And I was excited. I was like, I got this. I was going to be able to find, micromanage your crew. Like, that's the part I love about that game, is how much detail you can put, like, making sure each crew gets... You're almost making them little packed lunches, and then sending them off. I like that aspect.
Like,
it almost gets...
them to war.
It's almost Eve level, but, like, Eve's a different story.
Different story.
Oh, God.
Talk about them.
No, don't go there. So, I was thinking about it. So I start my first match, and the first thing I didn't even think about is the fact that when you're working in the 3D space, and your turret on most of these spin 360 degrees. Like, you can turn a turret, like, right around. See, I wasn't thinking that. I figured when I press forward, everything's going to be facing forward. Onto my realization of this, because I wasn't really paying attention. I had turned my entire... I had taken someone out. I was super excited. It was like, I think the highest tier was 3. I want to say there was a 4 in our fight, but I don't think a 4 can be there. But I know there was a big bunch of 3s in that one fight. Yeah. And I remember being like, I'm doing this. Like, oh my god, I'm fighting these Russian guys who have been in this game since the bloody beginning, who are like hardcore.
Or German.
Or sure. I like how we only lash at like it's not the Koreans or anything.
It could have been.
Might be. Maybe. And
hey, look, a camper.
I went full-fledged out in the open because I wasn't thinking. I wasn't like, oh, I'm a light. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, like a majestic beast, this very large tank just bursts out behind a building. And I was like, oh shit, he's gonna one-shot me. And I decided that I would go forward and hide. Well, next thing I knew it, my tank was driving directly into him. And I panicked, and I was like, what the hell? And I was mashing I panicked hard, and I was mashing every button, forward, back, move. I didn't understand what was going on. So I was grinding the front of my tank into his tracks, like on his like left side of his tracks. It was just me grinding back and forth. Like he couldn't really hit me because I was beyond like basically we were becoming one at that point.
All are one.
So he couldn't shoot me, but he just stood there. And I was like, it was almost like I was trying to ram him, but I was panicked. And then finally I realized that my turret was facing towards like the rear or something. And I was like, oh shit. So finally I got myself sorted out and I ran like hell. And instead of like hiding or, I just went straight down the middle of the road. And I always imagine whoever was driving that big tank to this day was probably sitting there like, who the hell is this level 2 noob grinding his face into my tracks, like, right? And then he didn't kill me right away. And I just remember thinking he's probably sitting there staring at me as I majestically, like an idiot, just driving down the main road trying to hide, just staring at me like, you know what? And then ends me.
Eat that.
So one thing in World of Tanks I have to really focus on is where the heck my turret and butt is facing at the same time. And making sure that I don't just continuously drive into people, because that's my pet peeve. Is you're trying to leave your cap circle, or you're trying to leave your base, and 6 people decide to just not use their turn signals and let you know that they're just gonna smash into the side of your tank because they have to get to that hill point. So, what about you? What's your first experience when you started playing World of Tanks?
My first experience, well, this is on the tutorial. The tutorial.
Okay, so we haven't even left the tutorial zone yet.
This is once you hear this from the tutorial zone, you know this is going to be good.
Yeah.
It was bad.
It was bad?
I was playing. There's a part where there's a part of there's a town, and I'm playing in this super amazing tank, this medium tank. I'm going down. I know that there's a part where there's a building. I had to like corner fight this guy, and he was a light. The worst part is, his front was impenetrable, and I had no guys protecting me, so I was trying to shoot this guy. I shot him. I was shooting him, so I went around him, trying to shoot him, but he also turned as well.
So he was a very well-designed AI. He wasn't gonna let you get through this tutorial zone like a
And the worst part is, since he's a light, he turns faster.
Okay.
So he's turning on his spot. Well, he's also turning his turret. So he's still shooting at me as I'm trying to get to his butt.
I'm trying to mount an assault to his butt.
It's the only weak spot on him.
Oh, okay. That's understandable.
And every time I tried to fight him, I died. And I died. And so I had to get one of my friends to actually complete the tutorial for me.
You had to get your friend to cheat on the test, the acceptance test.
But yeah.
But you know what's funny is I've played this game with you quite a bit.
I know.
And honestly, I've seen you have some great matches where you've like cap circled and you've taken out 3 people in that time. Like it was just like an adrenaline junkie. You were just like breathing and
like
you were
this.
just, yeah, like you were just like all piped up and you were, and then other times you got too cocky and you were immediately obliviated. So it really, each match can change so quickly. That's what I love, and I love how fast paced it is. Like you can literally die in a match, exit that match, your tank is still there, but you can just grab a new tank and just enter a new battle. There's no waiting around or anything. So it's enjoyable. I can say it is a well-deserved game to try out, and I would definitely recommend it if you like PvP and you like tanks. Tanks are essential to our lives, apparently. Or at least it did.
Yeah, it's hard not to say the real names.
So
you don't want to actually say the real names.
So
the police.
So kind of going back to more of a reality conversation, because I do enjoy talking about tanks, and I think that next time we do another video, we should do tank talking and do like actually get our knowledge straight.
Oh, that's a glowy policeman.
Who does have a nice body. Whoa, they're all very saturated. Wow, the lighting in this place. Or people are radioactive. So, wow, that hairline. Greaser. I honestly, for Roblox, it's an amazing building game that you can design so much.
Wait, that person's
amazing.
Look
He
at
doesn't want the aliens to get to him.
What the?
So I think that looking back,
That police.
2020 has definitely been a crazy time. Do you think the rest of 2020 is going to be something like the same?
I don't.
Or do you think that you
phase through the
will you phase through it like that? Will you phase through 2020 like that, or will you? Do you think you? What do you think the rest of 2020 is going to be? What's your prediction? What's your Mayan prediction? Is we're just going to be stuck?
Stuck in a fertilizer. What I mean by that, we're going to be just stuck in poop.
We're just 2020's rizzled by being stuck in poop.
And soda. We're just going to be stuck in poop, people. Either we're going to phase through it, or we're just stuck in poop.
Phase through it or stuck in poop. That's the way to go.
Think about it that way. Try to phase through it and not get stuck in the poop.
Not get stuck in the poop.
Don't get stuck in the poop.
So, I mean, it is a kind of a crazier time, and I know it's made things difficult. As a kid, do you find it? How do you feel as a kid? You can't buy it just yet. Why do you feel as a kid? It's going for you. Like, do you find you're more stressed out? Like, I really don't think. I think stress for a kid is reality, especially nowadays, with learning types changing and just how things are going on. Oh, you're buying land now.
Yep.
Money management, that's always important. So I don't know how much longer we really need to go on with this. I mean, I think we had a great time talking with you, and I think we covered some great stuff. I mean, you got to show off your new mic, so you can definitely enhance your, video quality a little bit. Definitely need a computer or laptop upgrade. It's looking a little old. It's probably about as dinosaurs were definitely playing the old click and point adventure games. Some Monkey Island and You can even throw in some.
How do I move stuff?
Move stuff. What do you mean? Move.
No.
Your button says move. So, unless you have something you want to add, Jace, I think that maybe this would be a good place to just sort of
I might have to destroy it.
call it. What do you think? What do you think? I think you're really engrossed in this game.
I am.
I know. Unless you have something you want to add. Like, I will totally continue this conversation, but...
I don't really have
Ah. Alright, well, you know, Earthdino, it has been a pleasure to sit here and watch you build your grocery store, convenience store empire.
Yeah,
It was a pleasure for letting me be on your show. If your viewers are watching, and if they have any comments, definitely leave below. Talk about maybe if you play World of Tanks, tell us the first time when you first got to do your first PvP fight in there, and you know, I mean, were you successful? Was it a disaster? Did you know?
My first fight, it was a good fight.
Yeah, but maybe your viewers play it and they want to talk about theirs. You know, comment below. Also in the comments, we'll leave a link to that historian's YouTube channel. I think that's for sure. It is very much worth the listen. He definitely
found
quite a very enjoyable listen to have. So I think I'm gonna sign off here. And
see ya.
Talk to you later, and maybe I'll see you on Tanks later. Maybe I'll have to try more of that Stug, and we can just you know, maybe try it. You know, instead of just quitting on them, I'll just quit.
I'm broke.
You're broke. All right, I will. You want to wave? All right, guys, it was nice having this video.
Yep.
Thanks for having me on there, Earthdino.
And don't forget to like and subscribe, or this lady will come and destroy you.
That looks like a Karen with a bow.
And
oh no!
Yep.
Oh no! All right,
or your business will be like this. No one will buy anything.
All right.
You're broke.
All right, everyone. See you later, and bye.
And don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that little bell.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling. See ya.